What's up? Hey, KANSEPT, it's this one. Let me get an update on this thing. So I'm going to kind of go through it down the road. But for now, I'm going to check this bad boy in because I didn't really do it in the previous video. And so all that swirling around this knife, we're going to get to it. But I'm going to check it in real quick. And then I'm going to sharpen the knife and get that chip out of it. And actually going to swing the camera and sharpen it. And so there's not a lot I'm going to do in here because I've already done it, but I wanted to open it up. And so I'm going to talk about this some more later, but a lot of what went on in the previous video was because this backspacer was in there backwards like that. Now, I don't know how it got like that, but because it was backwards, it's what caused the blade to contact that. It's caused the blade wrap. This was in backwards. So, yeah, all that, man. Now, with that said, this pin is still loose in this blade. And that shouldn't be like that. But I'm going to address that here in a second. I see that there's an opportunity to put a drop of oil in that track for the detent ball. And I'm going to put it back together because this part of the video is going to move really quick. And then it's going to move on to sharpening. And I'll probably wrap up with some conversation about, you know, what all happened with this knife and where it stands now and what's going on. But I did want to start the video with a check-in. You know, let's get in the knife, clean it up. It's already been done, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time doing something that's already done. So what I do want to get to is let's talk about this action. So the action on the knife is pretty darn good. It's got this back flipper. The detent's a little weak on it. If I try to fail it, 100% I can fail that. But with a little effort, it'll run. But a couple of things with this back flipper. So it's really subdued. It's very small. I mean, the amount sticking out of there is like around 1/8 of an inch, not even 1/4 of an inch. Maybe it's 1/8 to 1/4. And so there's not a lot going on there, and it is smooth. Like, even if this jimping would have been left aggressive, it would have aided this. So the back flipper in this is really subdued. And it's easy with the detent the way it is. It's easy to fail this knife using the back flipper. It's 100% a light switch operation, but because it's smooth, it's easy to fail that back there. With that said, the Spidey flick, the detent works really well for it. It's just enough that it snaps it out of there. The thumb for me, yep, money, dude. Pretty nice. It begs the question, should I stiffen that detent a little bit? If I take the detent out of it, the blade is really free. And if I stiffen that a little bit, all this may run a little better. I'm going to try it. Okay. So I put a little detent on it. It didn't change the closing action at all. It's definitely stiffer, but those large bearings are running perfectly. And the action's running a little snappier now. Can I still fail it? Yeah, but almost not. So I'm kind of good there. I'm going to leave it be. But just know that back flipper, oof. I mean, man, if it just even had sharp jimping on it up around that curve, it'd be pretty good to go. But the Spidey flick, boop. Yeah, wonderful. Thumb flick, yeah, bomb. Ergonomics. So this grip right here behind the finger choil, wonderful cutout right here to get the finger in. Nice shape for the hand to get around. 4-finger grip for me. The jimping here is sharp, and so nice platform for the thumb forward, strong grip. And that grip is definitely confident and leaning towards, I mean, it's on the upper side of a confident grip. 100%, really nice. There's kind of an opportunity this is all refined really well here, nice and smoothed off. So you can choke up on this, and get down in some of that. Obviously, that's not for hard work because from here you're definitely exposed. So you wouldn't want to do that. But, if I don't know, some kind of detail work, definitely capable to platform here. Yeah. Want to mention the lock bar access. It's lowered on this side, scalloped on the actual the lock itself, and easy access. Yep. Not quite fall shut, but hydraulic for sure. It's got good action. Let's check that pocket clip. Yeah, it's over the thick stuff and very deep carry. Just a little tip of the corner poking its head out right there. But yeah, wonderful clip. And on the thinner stuff, again, nice grip. It's in there good. My favorite spot back here. I mean, I like this pocket clip. I like this knife, the way that it sits in the pocket. Pretty good. Check it for safety. So, I mean, just visually, I didn't really have any concerns. That blade's way down in there. How about the tip? The tip is buried down in there. So the clip is good. The tip is good, and there's no contacting the blade here. So you can be really confident putting this knife in your pocket. It's going to be safe in there. You're not going to make blade contact, and the clip is going to hold it where you put it. Price and availability. So this is a higher end model of the Model 6 with the CPM 20 CV steel. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's really tiny. The CPM 20 CV and the FAT carbon fiber. And there's a couple of different versions of the higher end. They've got titanium scales. There's also like a carbon fiber with copper in it, I believe. That, a couple of different versions of the higher end version of this knife, and they're all about the same price. I think they retailed for over $200, but you can find them on White Mountain Knives has a couple versions. And of course, whatever price you find there, you can use a discount code below and get another 10% off of that price. But then you can find them on eBay. There's several auctions running on eBay that have the higher end versions of this knife, and they're all around $150. So let's say 140-ish, 140, 150-ish can pick up one of the higher end models of the KANSEPT Model 6. Do I think it's worth it? I mean, I really like the knife. I'll tell you, there's so many good knives right now that you can pick up in the $110, $125 range with 20 CV, S35 VN, M390, with higher end steels, LMAX, MagnaCut. There's so many knives now from, kind of that group of knife makers, Kaiser, Kubi, KANSEPT, I'll throw Tucson in there. I'm sure there's some that Petrified Fish has got some higher end stuff coming now. There's some that I'm forgetting, I'm sure. Civivi, that you can pick up around that $120, $125 range. And so when you're out there at 150, I mean, yeah, I don't know. So, hey, listen, we're gonna separate here. this knife's going this way to a sharpening video. It's fairly long, but stick with it because I do talk quite a bit about the sharpening process. And then there's another sharpening video coming really soon that's going to cover just sharpening and with this knife right here. Yeah. So look forward to that. But the video is going to jump. It's one continuous video. Yeah, you know what? I've changed my mind. So I'm going to end this video here. The knife's checked in. We got in it. I mean, the components, we ran through it. It does still have a loose stop pin in it. But I can tell you that it's locked up tighter than Fort Knox. This thing, I mean, loose stop pin or not, the lock bar, the pivot, the stop pin, all of it working in concert, this knife is super locked up. I don't have any concerns about this knife with lock rock or not being tight. This lock is functioning. It's 50% locked up. It's in wonderful shape. Now that stop pin, I mean, should it be loose? My opinion, I don't think so. I think that's a defect. But just to be clear, I'm going to say it once in this video because this video was really about checking in this KANSEPT Model 6 and an overall impression, price and availability. You know how I do it. Kind of a shorter version because I really didn't go through the internals. It's already been done. The backspacer is not a KANSEPT issue. Now, did it come from the factory with it backwards? I don't know. I can't say if it did or it didn't. I'm going to assume that it didn't. And so this blade wrap is not on KANSEPT. But it's not a big deal. A quick run on my sharpener that the video is going to follow. I'll drop them both on the same day. But a quick run on the sharpener will take care of that chip. And yeah, this knife be no worse for the wear. And it does lock up really nice. So, hey, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you check out the sharpening videos coming.